Welcome back to Indian Trace. I've had a great opportunity through the last 6-7 weeks. I have found these, which are my display pieces through the last 6 or 7 weeks that I want to show everybody. And I do want to say thank you for all the comments. I try to comment, I think about every single thing you share about these artifacts and the many artifacts found live. Many of these were on film live, and I want to just show you the cleanup, which I don't get to do that often, and just take a second to show you these sort of digital frames. And I just finished taking all my photographs of these, so we're going to go through these two sets, and I divided them for a reason, which we're going to go over. Just really great stuff. Eastern Central North Carolina, as many of you know because you just tune into Indian Trace, but I guess you could say from the heart of Carolina. We're going to start over here on the left and just talk about these a little bit. I've been humbled in the last 6 or 7 weeks just by everything, by life, people who are close and loved ones in great health need, changes in house and family. You know how life is. But encouraged, because I know one thing is true. And if you're out there and you need hope, you should know also that God is faithful. Now, with that said, let's just talk about these artifacts that we're looking at a little bit over on this side. Now, this side, if I can get it all in the frame. Which side's best? There we go. I can't get it that way. I shouldn't have put it in a vertical format. It's harder that way. This side here, that we're going to take a look at these pieces, are from a couple land areas. Two. This is from one land area. Really two, but I mean this is Notchville right here within the last 6 or 7 weeks. With modest rain, not huge, no floods. These are from Site 5 and a few other sites. Site 2, just miscellaneous sites here. So let's look at these. This was on there, probably one of my last videos, a big cleaned up piece from the Sleeping Stone. Variated material, very strong, very nice point. I had somebody say to me, and it was interesting, just an interesting point about around here, they were interested in having and finding an Atlatoweight or getting an axe. The funny thing is, with all the artifacts you see me find here, look at this set of 3. Where I am, I find no axes. Never found an axe. I found one broken axe. And that's out of 13,000, 14,000 artifacts probably in the last 5 years, something like that. Look at these pieces. Let's hear about these. Piece of rhyolite from Lookout, Site 5E. Look at the flat surface right here from the spall, and on the other side here's the other flat surface. They didn't even touch it. Broke a spall off the side of that rock and just went with it. The tip survived. A great piece of rhyolite. So resilient, that stone, from Site 5E. A piece of sort of, I call it coffee sugar quartz from Site 5E2, which is a very resilient material. Hopefully I can get some close-ups just to show people the type of artifacts that come from the ground here. And a point from the plateau, Site 5E. Unbelievable piece right there. Traditional, great-looking point. I don't know if it's focusing that close. But it's time to find, it's the springtime. We just go out and do our best, all of us. Here's a great piece from Deer Passage, Site 7. I don't get to go out there that often. I wouldn't be surprised if they either planted or put it in rows by this time. This must have been about 5 weeks ago. Very strong, durable point. Just worked from a spall off the side, so they didn't even do anything with the back of it. As you can see, just broken straight off the back. And then they went with it. I don't know if my focus is working. It's a great point though. And then this one, which I had a lot of response and comments on, probably the serrated quartz type, found at the plateau. I think it's okay. Nice point. No complaints. But, it's funny. Everyone has their different things that they love about points and about artifacts. And you can never change that, just sort of something that remains in your heart. And I was actually just really surprised at so many comments about really liking that serrated quartz look, which is fantastic. For example, this point right here above it, I like far better. I don't know why. Just do. That's the way it rolls. Found in Site 2. Sort of a tan rhyolite look. Great stuff. Same place I found this Little Marl Mountain, which is from Hidden Hill. But this one, Site 5E, the Plateau. These type of points here are always really heavily ground on the back. Now I say that and people talk about that. If you're out there, tell me exactly what you think that means. Now I know what being ground means, and a point being ground off the back, like this one's not ground off the back at all. And this one is ground off the back. And the difference is. But being ground off the back, I don't even know what that means specifically. This one I think might be. I don't know if it means anything that carries any weight. I'm not sure. I just don't know. And I'm not slowing down to figure it out. Nice straight base Guilford from the Ford in rhyolite. You look at the size of that. Now this one was on film. A lot of these were on film from the Lookout. Very unique point type. Everything about it is exactly the way they wanted it. You can see a little etching on all the edges. Just was something that was going to work for them. And one of my favorites from the Sleeping Stone is this one that comes in last in this group. And then I'll just pick up where we left off and I'll stop this for now. This is a great piece of rhyolite right here. Strength, its thickness. Totally different styles and points. I mean, Richard Rockhouse just put up a video, his most recent one, of a crazy, really nice point and unique base. Just great stuff to see different stuff from around the country. So I think that these videos that highlight what I find here in North Carolina probably go a long way. I love that point though. It's what the Sleeping Stone has to offer, and it's really a site that's really just being discovered. So I do have to get onto that. We'll take a look at those, which are just fabulous points from Notchville, in a second. But from Indian Trace to all you guys out there, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you find out there.